Update on the status of our insert. I left this drying at the edge of my garage and looks like it's safe from the rain, but my garage door itself is dripping from where it was touching the wet ground. And so some of that water made its way onto here, unfortunately, while this was drying. I don't really know what to do about that. My best guess at this point is probably I'm going to knock that down with like some paper towel just to get it off. It's going to totally mess up the paint I just applied. I'll reapply the paint. Spray paint goes on quick. At this point, we're already so many layers deep, it doesn't really matter. But I want to get that water off there before it causes me more permanent issues. So I'm going to get that off, hit this with a recoat job. And while we're waiting for it to dry, I may as well go ahead and back in the car while I've got it in the garage. It's a small thing, but it does make a pretty good difference. You know, just having the car vacuumed looks a little nicer in there. Happy for that. All right, I still want to give that piece over there a minute to dry. Vacuuming killed a couple of minutes, but I thought while we're waiting, I might give this goo-gone a shot and try to really get rid of that power tour sticker residue that I keep talking about on the back window. Directions: pre-test on an inconspicuous area. We'll see if we feel like doing that. Hard surfaces. That's what glass is. Okay. Apply the goo-gone, I guess, directly. I'm gonna put it on a cloth because I don't want to pour it all over my paint. Wash with hot soapy water. For extra gooey messes, let it sit 5 to 10 minutes. That's probably what we'll do when I go after this weather stripping adhesive on the door down there. I guess I'm just gonna put this on a cloth, kind of rub at it a little bit. I've got my razor scraper out here too, and then to get it off, what I did is I took this old yogurt container, just from some yogurt I had eaten, and put a couple squirts of my soap inside of there and then sprayed it with the spray hose part of my kitchen sink, and it foamed up really well. It's full almost to the top with bubbles, but there's only maybe halfway full of water. So I got some soapy water nearby. On second thought, this is soap from inside, and I know on my car I'm really not supposed to use inside soap. I should probably be using some automotive soap that doesn't, I don't know, destroy the wax or the sealant or whatever it is on the outside of the car. See if this will just loosen it up a little bit, and then maybe I can hit it with that razor scraper and it should peel off. Let's try that. So now that I got goo-gone on it, ooh, that stuff smells nice. My hands look oily though. It smells really nice. That's a treat. Alright, here we go. Let's see if razor scraper round 2 will do us any good. Ooh, looks like that's working a little better. Hey, how about that? Wipe that off on my towel. Looks like that stuff is coming off a lot easier. Thanks, goo-gone. That's pretty cool. Love it when something does what it's supposed to do. So one interesting thing I didn't know about that goo-gone bottle, I thought it was just going to be you open it and it's a big open top. It's got one of those product seals on it, and there's just a little pinhole poked in the product seal. And it allows you to more carefully dispense just a little bit of it, which ended up being all I needed here. So that's kind of a neat little thing I learned today. I'm gonna wipe this down one more time. Go ahead and flip this razor around so I'm not setting a razor blade directly on my paint. And get the cleaner part of this rag with a little bit more goo-gone on it. This stuff is great. I may have actually lost that lid. I think it went down the drain just now. Just got away from me. And I'm actually going to use that Rain-X glass cleaner to finish the job here. Got a clean towel. This is not the goo-gone towel. You know, it looks identical. I don't know if you can see in the video just how dirty the paint of this car is, but it's one thing I'm just dying to do is actually wash the car. It got rained on yesterday, and then it air dried with pollen in there, and so it's got all these little yellow spots from dried on pollen. But what it doesn't have is a Pro Tour sticker left in residue. How about that? That's a success. Another small victory. I got my goo-gone cap back. It had rolled off the car and down into this, I don't know if you can see it, this little drain right outside my garage. And so luckily it was sitting on some leaves and I was able to just get my fingers through the grate and pull this cap back out because I did not want to leave an uncapped bottle of goo-gone sitting around. So victory. Now, I'm not going to touch this because I'm sure it's still tacky and I don't want to ruin it. At this point, it's got so much paint layered on and the finish is so imperfect from the rain getting on it that I think I might have to sand this down when it's dry and start again. I mean, I do want to get it right before I put it in the car. I'm surprised that it's taken this many tries to do something that seems so simple. But what I'll do is let it dry overnight. Tomorrow I'll hit it with a little bit of sandpaper to knock some of the imperfections in the paint down. Paint it one more time, one more layer, clear coat it, get it reasonably dry, and we'll set it in the car and see how it looks. I mean, I guess since I'm going to repaint anyway, I may as well. What I don't want to do is get any of this paint inside the car. But if I'm careful, what I may be able to do is just kind of lay this thing in place and see what it's going to look like. So I'm going to just hold it right there, and that I could get behind. I think with the plain white, that'll actually look rather nice.